AEW is the best wrestling show of the week. And guys, guess what? You can't teach that. You can't teach that. The former Big Cass, now known as W. Morrissey, made his AEW debut tonight, and he looked fantastic. Baltimore, Maryland was the place to be tonight for AEW. My Baltimore Ravens were loud and proud tonight. My Baltimore natives, my God, these guys are absolutely awesome tonight. And you know what? This show was absolutely awesome as well. The Owen Hart Cup tournament is complete, and there is a Joker. He will be going up against Samoa Joe, and we will discuss who that could possibly be. Deonna Purrazzo made her in-ring debut tonight on AEW, and she was fantastic going up against Mercedes Martinez. She defended her Ring of Honor Women's Championship against the interim champion, like I said, in Mercedes Martinez, my hometown girl, Waterbury, Connecticut. Please rise up. We were fantastic tonight. That match was absolutely great, and I'm glad that it was the main event because it deserved to be in the main event. And did Hangman and Page turn heel? I think he might just did when he was talking about CM Punk in Baltimore, man. This is going to be absolutely great to see. I'm going to get the tournament bracket right up for you guys in just a little bit. This is the only place that you guys need to be on your Wednesday nights. This is Outside the Brand. I'll talk to you guys in just a little bit. What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining me right here on Outside the Brand. This is your AEW Dynamite post show for May 4th, 2022. I am your host, Phil, and of course, this is Outside the Brand. Thank you so much for joining me on your Wednesday nights, wherever you may be. I am feeling fantastic tonight after the show, guys. This was so much fun to watch. There was a ton that happened tonight with the men's side of the Owen Hart Cup tournament. Wardlow looking absolutely amazing like he always does against his opponent, W. Morrissey, who in his own right is phenomenal at what he does. That man is absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. The new undisputed Ring of Honor Women's World Champion is Mercedes Martinez, and it was an absolutely awesome match to witness. I personally thought it was going to be given to Deonna Purrazzo, but no, Mercedes Martinez picked up the victory. What are we going to do? Well, first of all, I love that we're getting Mercedes Martinez as the Ring of Honor Women's Champion because it sets the standard bearer for the rest of the Ring of Honor Women's division once Ring of Honor finally steps back up on I said WWE TV. Pretty much on Ring of Honor TV once Ring of Honor does officially get a TV deal. Hopefully that comes sooner rather than later. But man, Mercedes Martinez as its first champion under Tony Khan is honestly a really good decision, and I am not mad at that whatsoever. I really did think that it was going to be Deonna, and I honestly kind of wanted it to be Deonna Purrazzo, but I'm not mad at Mercedes Martinez picking up the win here by any means necessary. This was absolutely awesome. And what we are going to be doing at the top is going over the men's bracket for the Owen Hart Cup tournament and talk about it all. We are going to be going through my predictions for the entire tournament and see what is going to go down, as I will have to go to Twitter in order to get the bracket, but I got a picture up and ready to go. So we will be going over everything when it comes to that tournament, and we will be giving my predictions for the entire show on tonight's episode of the post show for AEW Dynamite right here on Outside the Brand. So we're going to do that. We're going to figure out what could be the finals at Double or Nothing for the men's side of the Owen Hart Cup tournament. In other news, W. Morrissey is looking phenomenal. We all know what W. Morrissey is doing nowadays, the formerly known as Big Cass in WWE. He is now signed with Impact Wrestling, or he has been signed with Impact Wrestling, and he's been absolutely killing it over there on Impact. The man was wasted in WWE. He turned He turned heel for absolutely no reason. They split up Enzo and Cass, and that should have just never happened in the first place. The reason why people soured on Cass in the first place was because of the breakup of Enzo and Cass. That team should have never broken up in the first place. And now he's absolutely killing it wherever he goes. I saw him and Cass. I saw Cass and Enzo, rather, I should say, at a independent wrestling promotion at Northeast Wrestling, and man, it was absolutely phenomenal to see them. They have not lost a beat. They faced the Hardy Boys, and man, this was just an absolutely awesome showcase for Morrissey here. You know, Morrissey, we all know what happened to him. He faced his personal demons and everything like that once he got released by WWE, but after all of that, he picked himself back up. He got himself in the best shape of his entire career, his entire life, basically, and proved everybody fucking wrong. He went to Impact, he fucking dominated, and now he is in the best shape of his life. He made his AEW in-ring debut tonight against Wardlow, and both men were phenomenal in that match. It took one power bomb, but man, you know, we're going to be seeing a lot more W. Morrissey, not only on AEW TV, but on Impact as well. I honestly could not be more proud of the guy. Seriously. The man fought his personal demons. The man was wasted in WWE, and now he is finally where he should be. And that is on top of the world when it comes to just professional wrestling in general. This man is phenomenal, and I could not be more proud of what W. Morrissey has done for his career over the past 4 years, I believe. I believe he got released in 2018 or 2017. But regardless, over the past 4 to 5 years, this man has been absolutely phenomenal, and I could not be more proud of W. Morrissey here tonight. This was absolutely awesome to witness, and we will be going over everything tonight right here on the podcast. But first, I want you guys to follow me on social media. All the TikTok links are down in the description below for everybody that is associated with Outside the Brand. We will be hopefully getting back together soon. It's not just going to be me anymore. I think with school coming out and everything like that, people will be back here to talk with me, and it's going to be absolutely awesome to see more people here on the podcast. I know it's not the greatest when it's just me here, but people will be back hopefully, and that'll be great to see. But follow me on social media at @PhillyMatt_. That's where you can find me on Twitter and Instagram and the rest of my social media platforms as well. But you guys can go down to the description below. You guys can follow me on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at @PhillyMatt_. All of that is down in the description below. Guys, I want you guys to also hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell for all notifications. That way you never miss when we go live. And make sure you guys go check out any of the other content that you may have missed on the channel. We're going to be more consistent. It's been on me. But we're going to get more consistent, and we are going to be doing a lot more stuff here on the podcast. And it's going to be absolutely awesome for you guys to see. So go check out anything that you may have missed on the channel. Don't forget to buy your merchandise, the official merchandise of Outside the Brand on bonfire.com. That's the exclusive home of Outside the Brand and its merchandise with t-shirts, hoodies, and much more. You guys can find that all on bonfire.com. And finally, before we get into the show tonight, I want you guys to go just support anybody that you can when it comes to Outside the Brand. These guys are absolutely phenomenal. And any other podcast that's in the wrestling community for TikTok, Wrestling Chop Shop, and the 3 Count Podcast. I know my guy Red Dog, and everybody that is really just getting into the thick of things when it comes to podcasting, from TikTok to YouTube and all that stuff. I want you guys to go check them out. The Straight Shoot Podcast with Santi and Mr. Tisk. Those guys are phenomenal to talk to, and I hope to be on their podcast one day. But man, this is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Go check out any of those guys if you have not already. The Straight Shoot Podcast, Wrestling Chop Shop, much more on Wrestling TikTok for podcasts. So go check it out if you have not already. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support. We love you guys in the wrestling community, and you guys are absolutely awesome. So we're going to be talking about AEW Dynamite tonight, and we will be going over that AEW men's tournament bracket in just a little bit. I gotta go to Twitter. I gotta go to my Twitter because I tweeted out a picture of it, and I'm gonna drag it to StreamYard so that we can pull it up right here on the stream for you guys. So I'm gonna mute myself real quick, and I'll be right back. Hold on one second, guys. And we are back. All right, guys. Look at this tournament bracket right here. This is an absolutely phenomenal bracket. I cannot wait to go over this bracket with you. I cannot wait to even just dive in to what we have to witness for next week's show, because next week is the start of the Owen Hart Foundation men's tournament. And man, this is going to be an absolutely awesome tournament to witness. We got Ray Fenix versus Kyle O'Reilly in the first round. We got Jeff Hardy versus Darby Allin in the first round. That's going to be fucking phenomenal, guys. You guys are not going to want to miss that match. We got Adam Cole versus Dax Hartwood in the first round of the Owen Hart Foundation men's tournament. And we got Samoa Joe versus Joker. Now, usually we all know that WWE loves, I said WWE again, my bad, that AEW loves doing these Joker spots. They have the Joker for the Casino Battle Royale. They have Jokers for their ladder matches at times, multi-man ladder matches. And now they have a Joker for the Owen Hart Foundation men's tournament. They'll probably have one for the women's tournament as well. And we'll be going over every single bit of this bracket for you guys. And this is going to be absolutely phenomenal to witness. I think we're going to be going over our predictions for this tournament right here, right now. I'm going to be predicting the finals, and I'm going to be predicting the winner. I'm going to be predicting the winner right here on Outside the Brand for you guys tonight. And if it happens, you guys can call me Nostradamus. You guys can call me Philstradamus, because that is what's going to happen here. So let's go from the right side of the bracket first. Jeff Hardy versus Darby Allin. I think this is going to be an absolutely barn burner. I think this is going to be a foundation match for this tournament. I think everybody is going to want to witness this match when it does happen. And honestly, when it all comes down to it, this is going to be a great catalyst to just get this match started. You know, a lot of people wanted this match. A lot of people wanted Darby versus Jeff Hardy. Probably a lot of people did not expect it to start the tournament, but I'm glad that we're actually getting this at the start of the tournament. Mainly because if we got this in the finals, I honestly don't think it would be even close to trying to figure out what kind of fandom would want which side to win, whether that be Jeff Hardy or Darby Allin. But Jeff Hardy or Darby Allin, who do I got winning? This is tough. This is very tough. I like both of them. You guys know I'm a Jeff Hardy mark. You guys know I love Darby Allin. This is tough, but I'm going to have to give it to Jeff Hardy here. Jeff Hardy is probably going to be going on into the semifinals of the tournament, and he will be going over Darby Allin here. I think Darby Allin is a great competitor. Don't get me wrong. I think Darby Allin is phenomenal. I think Darby Allin can really do stuff in this tournament if it was not for him going up against Jeff Hardy. I think if he was not facing Jeff Hardy, I think he would win the match. But with him facing Jeff Hardy and with Jeff Hardy just being here, I believe he debuted in March. He's only been here for a couple of months. I think Jeff Hardy has to continue winning. And I think Jeff Hardy will most likely get the W over Darby Allin in the Owen Hart Foundation men's part of the tournament. So putting Jeff Hardy into the semifinals, and now we move on into Adam Cole versus Dax Hartwood. This is going to be a phenomenal match. A lot of people did not expect Dax Hartwood to have that good of a match against Cash Wheeler when they were doing their men's tournament qualifier. And man, Dax and Cash absolutely killed it on that Dynamite to qualify for the men's tournament. Dax Hartwood is a phenomenal wrestler, and not a lot of people really understand that. And Adam Cole is one of the best in the world, and we know that by now, especially when it comes to his work in NXT. Adam Cole is going to pick up the win here. I think it's going to be Jeff Hardy versus Adam Cole, and I think that's going to be a great dynamic. And Adam Cole will most likely be going on into the semifinals of the men's tournament. Now, when it comes to Rey Fenix versus Kyle O'Reilly, I think we're going to have Rey Fenix go over Kyle O'Reilly here. I think Adam Cole is really the main guy when it comes to the Undisputed Elite being in this tournament. You have Adam Cole go over Dax Hartwood here, and you have Fenix go over Kyle O'Reilly, and you focus it all on Adam Cole. You don't have it focus on Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly in the finals, because that's just not going to work. That's not really going to work, and that's honestly, it's going to be a good match if that ever happened, but you don't do that here. You have Adam Cole be the sole focus of the Undisputed Elite in this tournament, so you put Rey Fenix over Kyle O'Reilly and put him into the semifinals. Now Samoa Joe versus the Joker. This is going to be phenomenal. I think Samoa Joe and the Joker, whoever the Joker may be, and we're going to go over the two names that I personally believe will be the Joker. I think you have Samoa Joe versus the Joker, and you have that be the final part, and you have that be the final match of the first round. I think we're actually having Kyle and Rey Fenix next week on Dynamite, as well as Cole versus Dax Hartwood. So I think they're doing that perfectly. I think they're doing that right. You have Jeff and Darby and Samoa Joe and the Joker. You save those two matches, because those two matches are once in a lifetime. So who's the Joker? Who are my two picks for the Joker? Now, I have two picks here because I feel like it's going to be either one of these two names. Cesaro or Claudio Castagnoli is what he goes by now. So Claudio or Cesaro or Johnny Gargano. I think it's going to be Johnny Gargano or the formerly known as Cesaro as the Joker for this tournament. Joker. And this is going to be a phenomenal match, regardless of whoever it may be. Samoa Joe versus Johnny Gargano is going to be phenomenal if that happens. And Samoa Joe versus Cesaro or Claudio Castagnoli is going to be a great match, no matter who it is. This is going to be a great semifinals. But who would I have win? If it's Gargano, well, here's the thing. If it's the Joker is going to win this match. The Joker is going to win this match, and I kind of feel bad for Samoa Joe in this situation, mainly because we kind of know that usually when Jokers are announced for tournaments or ladder matches or battle royales, usually the Joker picks up the win and goes out on top. If the Joker picks up the win here, I'm not going to be mad at it, especially if it's either Cesaro or Gargano. I'm not going to be mad at it. But it's Samoa Joe. And I feel like Samoa Joe, you got to have him continue winning, right? So it's kind of weird having Samoa Joe versus the Joker when you kind of have to have both of these guys win. Regardless, though, I think the Joker does go over. And we're actually going to have the Joker in the finals, because I think the Joker would beat Rey Fenix in my semifinals, and he would go on into the finals of the tournament. So it would be Joker versus either Jeff Hardy or Adam Cole. And I'm going to have Adam Cole go over over Jeff Hardy. And I know a lot of people are probably going to be mad at that, but the Joker versus Adam Cole is going to be your finals for the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. I think Adam Cole is easily going into the finals here, especially when you look at the names just on the right side of the bracket alone. It's either going to be Jeff Hardy or Adam Cole in the finals. And, if you just look at the bigger name and what AEW is going for right now when it comes to just progressing storylines and things of that nature, you're looking at Adam Cole in the finals of the tournament. And the Joker going on to the finals does seem, it seems easy. It seems way too easy, to be perfectly honest. But usually when Jokers like this are announced, you have them get into the finals, or you have them win whatever type of thing they are going in for. It's going to be the Joker versus Adam Cole in the finals. I firmly believe in that. And whoever wins that final, whether that be the Joker or Adam Cole, I'm not going to be mad at whatsoever. But I'm picking Adam Cole to win this entire tournament. I'm going with Adam Cole to win the tournament, and we are going to have something that'll bleed into Forbidden Door or All Out next year, or All Out this coming year. And you can have Adam Cole versus Kenny Omega or something of that nature. Whoever wins this has to win a world title match as well. You can't just have them win the Owen Hart Cup and then that's it. You have them win a world title opportunity as well with this. And then you have Adam Cole going after the AEW World Championship once again. This is going to be phenomenal. This is going to be a great tournament. And the thing is, I love that they are making this tournament mean so much. Owen Hart means so much to everybody in the world of professional wrestling. We all know what happened. And this is just a great way to really culminate the life of Owen Hart. It's going to be a great tournament. I cannot wait to see what happens here. If it's either Adam Cole versus the Joker in the finals, or whether it's Adam Cole versus Samoa Joe in the finals, I think this is going to be a phenomenal tournament, and I cannot wait to see what is going to happen in this Owen Hart Foundation men's tournament. And I cannot wait to go over it all with you again when the tournament starts next week on AEW Dynamite in Long Island, New York. It's going to be phenomenal. I cannot wait for this tournament to start next week, guys. I honestly can't. But guys, that's it. We're going to be going over everything that happened on AEW Dynamite tonight. And I thank you guys so much for joining me right here on Outside the Brand for the May 4th, 2022 edition of the show, the AEW Dynamite post show right here on Outside the Brand. All right, guys, let's get into it. That was a great discussion, wasn't it? That was a great discussion for the Owen Hart Cup tournament. That was phenomenal. And we will be going over everything tonight on the show. Speaking of the Owen Hart Cup tournament, we got Bobby Fish taking on Jeff Hardy to qualify for the tournament. And this was a great match. This is a good match. This is a great match for Jeff Hardy. As we all know, Jeff Hardy is in the tournament, so Jeff Hardy won this match. But man, this is a great thing. This is a great match, and I was so proud of Jeff Hardy here. We come back from picture-in-picture, and Brother Nero chants are happening in Baltimore. Fish blocks a jawbreaker and hits a high knee. Jeff hits a jawbreaker, and Fish with a high kick. Then another thrust kick. Hardy then hits a back elbow, and then a clothesline, a running forearm, atomic drop, and then a leg drop. Hardy covers for a 2 count. Hardy then hits a twist of fate stunner, but goes to the top. Fish then knocks him down. Fish with forearms and then hits an avalanche Falcon Arrow, covers for a 2 count. Fish then catches Hardy into a knee bar, and Jeff gets to the ropes. Hardy then hits a back elbow. Hardy with a whisper in the wind looked phenomenal. And then Hardy goes to the top, hits a swanton bomb, and wins the match. 1, 2, 3. Jeff Hardy advances to the AEW Owen Hart Cup Tournament Men's Edition. This is going to be great. Jeff Hardy will face Darby Allin in the first round. I just showed you guys the bracket. This is going to be a phenomenal match, and I cannot wait to really set the standard bearer for this tournament. This is going to be great. So the Hardys celebrate in the ring, but the Young Bucks walk down. The Bucks face down the Hardys, but then they go check on Bobby Fish. That's going to be interesting. We're going to have the Hardys versus the Young Bucks at some point, and I cannot wait to see that. That match is going to be phenomenal when that does happen, and whether that happens for the titles or whether that happens just in general, I don't care. You give that match, and you give that match on a big, big stage. You don't just give it on a random episode of Dynamite. You give that on a big stage. You give that on a big stage like a pay-per-view, and I cannot wait to see that heading down the line. If the Young Bucks win the tag team titles at one point, and then you have Hardys go through the ranks, and it's it's the Hardys versus the Young Bucks at a pay-per-view for the titles, that's the way you do it. You wait for this match. You don't just blow your load on this match already, because this match is big, that match is important, and that match should feel important, especially if the tag team titles are on the line. So I'm waiting for that. I'm going to be waiting patiently for that. And if you do it right, you do it for the AEW Tag Team Championships. And I know a lot of people are probably not going to like the Young Bucks being Tag Team Champions again, but you do that for the AEW Tag Team Championships. And you have the Hardys beat the Young Bucks. You do. So hopefully that is the case, and we will be going over that whenever that eventually does happen. You have the Blackpool Combat Club versus the Butcher, the Blade, and Angelico. My bad. William Regal is on commentary for this match. And as they were all making their entrances, the Butcher attacks Moxley before entering the ring. Blade and Angelico attack Danielson, and then Danielson and Yuta, they attacked Danielson and Yuta before the match, excuse me. So this match was phenomenal. I think this is a great 6-man tag, and honestly, this match was made for the Blackpool Combat Club. The Trios Tag Team titles are made for the Blackpool Combat Club when they get finally introduced, and that needs to happen sooner rather than later. We come back from commercial break, and Butcher blocks a tag. Yuta hits a German, which showed a phenomenal feat of strength for Yuta. Moxley then tags in. Lariat to Blade. Blade then he got clotheslined out of the ring. Moxley throws Blade into the barricade and throws him over the timekeeper's table. Then into the steel steps. Back inside the ring we go as Moxley hits a cutter and then bites Butcher. And Angelico then tags in. Hits a roundhouse kick, but Moxley hits a big lariat. Danielson then tags in. A missile drop kick happens there. the BCC. My God, Jesus. The Blackpool Combat Club trap all 3 men in submissions and hits hammering strikes to the trapezius muscles of all 3 men. Danielson locks in a triangle sleeper on Angelico, and he taps out, and the Blackpool Combat Club pick up the win. Mark my words right here on this podcast, episode 177 of Outside the Brand. The first ever Trios Tag Team Champions are going to be the Blackpool Combat Club. You do a tournament for the Blackpool Combat Club and that whole AEW Trios division. And you have the Blackpool Combat Club going up against the House of Black in the finals of that tournament. You mark my words. That's going to be the finals of this tournament for the Trios Tag Team Championships, and that's going to be phenomenal. That's going to be fan-fucking-tastic. I would say fan-freaking-tastic, but that's going to be fan-fucking-tastic because that's going to be Jesus Christ. Imagine everything right there. Yeah, Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews, Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, and god dang Wheeler Yuta. That's going to be, oh my God. Oh my God. Imagine the carnage. Imagine the carnage in that six-man tag. With all that stake on the line when it comes to the Trios Tag Team Championships when they finally get introduced. It's going to be great. It's going to be phenomenal. And I cannot wait for that. Hopefully. There's no Trios Tag Team Championships yet, but hopefully when that does get introduced, we will get that finals in a tournament. Because we have to have the first champions be crowned in a tournament. You can't just say, hey, here's the tag titles, go for it. You have to do it in a tournament. And hopefully we get Blackpool Combat Club versus House of Black in the finals of said tournament. Whew. That's going to be phenomenal. I cannot wait for that if that does truly happen. Tony Schiavone is with Team Taz at this point. Stark says that they aren't scared of Jurassic Express. Jungle Boy and the rest of the crew come on up and say, this sounds like a lot of fun. Let's spice things up a bit. Before they get a shot at the tag titles, Jungle Boy wants a shot at the FTW Championship. Starks accepts the challenge for next week, and he will show him what a real man looks like. Tony Schiavone is with Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. Swerve says that he has unfinished business with Team Taz. Lee says that they are unproven and they have no choice, and they will swerve in our glory. So they're legitimately taking this Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee tag team kind of seriously when it comes to like swerve in our glory and all that kind of stuff. I hate that they're a tag team. I really do, but if it works, it works. And they're getting over. They are getting over as a tag team. I just don't like that they are a tag team personally. But I guess that could just be me. We have Wardlow, and he is making his entrance. He's being escorted in handcuffs by security. A huge reaction for Wardlow in the arena in Baltimore. And security uncuff Wardlow as he enters the ring. MJF hits, music hits, and he brings out Shawn Spears. MJF says that he would love to say it's great to be here in Baltimore, but he'd be a lying piece of shit. MJF says that he will watch this match in the back. He should be terrified by the man that comes through that curtain. MJF introduces William Morrissey, otherwise known as Big Cass from WWE. Phenomenal. The crowd popped. Phenomenal stuff right there. W. Morrissey looks great. He's in the best shape of his life. And I knew we were going to get a banger between Wardlow and W. Morrissey. This was going to be great, regardless. How you doing, Chance? We're starting off the match. And they break in the corner. A locked up break in the corner again. Wardlow then powers Morrissey into the corner, and Morrissey with a knee to the midsection. Clubbing blows to the back. Morrissey then with a big splash in the corner, but Wardlow powers out with a splash of his own. Morrissey then leapfrogs Wardlow and hits a big boot. Morrissey then with the right hands on the outside of the ring. Chance of we want Enzo. No, we don't. Chance. We're happening in Baltimore tonight. I was honestly on the side of we want Enzo. I wanted Enzo so bad. If you guys don't know what happened, Enzo was accused of terrible things, but Enzo was cleared of those terrible things. He never did them, but WWE fired him wrongly because they looked into it. They said he did it, but he never did. He was wrongly accused, and they fired him just because they could. I would want Enzo with Cass, personally. I really would. Enzo and Cass were working with each other on the Indies. So why can't you do that here? I understand W. Morrissey's a solo act on Impact. But you could have gave us Enzo and Cass here. You could have gave us Enzo and W. Morrissey here. I think it would have been a great pop. I think everything would have been cool to see with them on AEW TV. But hopefully, and here's the thing, I know Enzo is doing his thing, I believe, in MLW. And congratulations to him. He is phenomenal at what he does. And I give him all the props in the world. I give him all the respect in the world. I respect the guy. But man, you could have gave us that. You honestly could have called up MLW saying, "Hey, can Enzo be a part of this tonight?" Because that would have been phenomenal. Having MJF pretty much announcing Enzo and Cass, MJF could have been a complete dick and said, "Hey, this is going to be a handicap match instead. This is going to be a handicap match instead because you know what? I can do that. You fucking piece of shit." And then you have Enzo and Cass come out. That would have been phenomenal. That would have been great. Obviously, it would have been Enzo and W. Morrissey, because that's what Morrissey goes by now. But you could have done that, man. That would have been great. That would have been great, and it would have fit perfectly with MJF's heel character too. Would have been phenomenal to do it that way. But we got W. Morrissey tonight instead, and Morrissey threw Wardlow into the ring post. Morrissey then does the Enzo dance, so he does hear us, and he was mocking the crowd. Morrissey then slams Wardlow's head into the steel steps, and then Morrissey hits a boss man slam cover for a 2 count. Wardlow then with a back elbow in the corner, then he hits a fucking moonsault, bro. Wardlow hit a goddamn moonsault. He lands on his feet from that moonsault. Wardlow's great. Wardlow's great. He's so good. He's so good, and he's so over, bro. He is so over. Wardlow then pulls down his straps. He hits Morrissey with a power bomb, and he covers 1, 2, 3. Wardlow picks up the win over W. Morrissey here. W. Morrissey was always going to lose this match because it's the whole story with Wardlow winning until he gets to MJF at Double or Nothing. But man, W. Morrissey looks great. W. Morrissey is going to be great in the years to come. And honestly, W. Morrissey is in the best shape of his life. There's no reason why anybody should be mad that W. Lost in this match. And he'll be back. I fully believe that W. Morrissey will be back here in AEW. Hopefully with Enzo, but I do believe that he will be back in AEW for sure. I don't know if Tony Khan's going to buy his contract out from Impact, but W. Morrissey will be back here in AEW. You guys can mark my words on that. And you can't teach that. There you go. I know, I had to do the pun. Oh yeah, boo, 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 boo me in the comments. I don't care. You can't teach that. That was absolutely great. Security then get into the ring to handcuff Wardlow again, but Wardlow spawns them like flies. And MJF and Spears appear on the ramp, and more security come down to try to fight Wardlow. But Wardlow continues to swat them away. The crowd goes wild as as Wardlow fights off dozens of security guards. Wardlow power bombs a security guard out of the ring onto a pile of security guards, and Wardlow gets on the mic and says that he will not stop until he gets MJF and he releases him from his contract. Wardlow's gonna kill you chance happen here. How was my day, Athletic? Absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much for asking. So Wardlow's gonna kill you chance happen. MJF says that if they're gonna have a match, we're gonna do this right. If Wardlow wins, he'll get out of his contract. plain and simple. But he has a few conditions. Those conditions will have to happen in a contract signing, but not in this dump known as Baltimore, Maryland. The contract signing will happen on the most magical place on earth, Long Island, New York, next week on Dynamite. So this is going to be great, guys. We're going to have a contract signing between Wardlow and MJF for their match at Double or Nothing. This is going to be a great thing to see. I cannot wait for these conditions because these conditions are going to be, they're going to be underhanded. They're going to be underhanded just like they usually are when it comes to MJF. And it's going to be a great thing to see. Everything that MJF and Wardlow has been going on up until this point reminded me of the Labors of Jericho when it comes to MJF and Chris Jericho when the whole Labors of Jericho thing happened. This is going to be great. If we have to go through more hoops in order to get to MJF when it comes to the contract signing, perfectly fine. I'm all for that. It only gets MJF more over. Wardlow more over. My bad. It only gets Wardlow more over. This is going to be a great thing for Wardlow. Wardlow is one of the biggest baby faces in all of AEW right now. Wardlow is going to be a future star in this company. Wardlow is already a future star in this company. Wardlow is going to be a future world champion in this company. You guys can mark my words on that too. Wardlow is going to be phenomenal. And when we finally... I can't talk today. When we finally get this match between Wardlow and MJF, it's going to be that crowd in Vegas. That crowd in Vegas is going ballistic once Wardlow gets his hands on MJF. Ballistic. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be absolutely crazy, guys. I cannot wait for that. So Tony Schiavone is with Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, Jamie Hayter, Tony Storm, and Ruby Soho. They will open Rampage this week with a tag team match. Baker says that every page in the history books for AEW has her name written all over it. And Soho says she is sick of all of this. Tony can't wait to get her hands on them. And they are counting the minutes until they can humble them. They aren't going anywhere. Tony Schiavone is in the ring for the AEW World Champion, Hangman Adam Page. He is introducing the World Champion to us. Cowboy shit chants happen, and Page says that it would be easy to say that he respects CM Punk. It would be easy to say that he looks forward to standing across the ring from him because he is the best in the world. But that isn't going to happen. At Double or Nothing, I will destroy CM Punk. There will be no handshake. And there will be no Bret Hart tribute in our match. He will destroy CM Punk. CM Punk chants happen in Baltimore, like you would think. And Page says that he hates to be the bearer of bad news, but CM Punk is not here tonight. He's probably off filming another TV show, but whatever he is doing, he will embarrass CM Punk. Quote, "You've got a fight, and it will be the fight of your life." Now that ended a promo here on the notes that I got here, but I'm going to tell you this. Hangman Adam Page turned heel right here. He turned heel for this. And I love it. I love it. I think Hangman Adam Page was going to be the heel in this all along. I think when Hangman called out the fan that was wearing the CM Punk shirt in the crowd, saying that you better get your refund at the merchandise stand before even coming into the arena on Double or Nothing Day, or pretty much whatever he was saying, get your refund or burn your goddamn t-shirt first before ever stepping foot inside this arena again, whatever I am in this building. That's heel. You turned heel on everybody tonight with the way you were speaking. Phenomenal. Absolutely great stuff. That's just absolutely great. Everything about what Hangman did here tonight with CM Punk not in the building was great. Hangman and Page turned heel tonight. And I honestly could not be. It was great. It was great to see him turn heel. It was great because somebody needed to turn heel in this. It was either going to be CM Punk or it was either going to be Hangman Adam Page. Hangman Adam Page said he said that he was going to destroy CM Punk tonight. He's going to destroy CM Punk at Double or Nothing when it comes to the world title match. He's not going to do that. It's going to be a great match, don't get me wrong. But CM Punk is going to be our new AEW World Champion. CM Punk is going to be our World Champion. You have CM Punk be in this world title match, you're going to have him win. You're going to have him win. CM Punk versus MJF for the AEW World Championship is your money match. Now, whether that happens at All Out in Chicago, what have you. You have CM Punk versus MJF for the world title. And that's what you build this towards. You don't. If you want to do it long term, fine. I honestly think you should do it long term. But you got to do it as MJF versus CM Punk. 3 for the world title. Because MJF needs to beat CM Punk for the world title. I was thinking initially that MJF should have been the one to beat CM Punk for the title. MJF should beat Hangman for the title. Not in the slightest anymore. Not in the slightest anymore. MJF has to be the one to beat CM Punk for the championship. Because the story writes itself. The story writes itself. MJF taking the title off his former hero in CM Punk. It writes itself. And if you do it in Chicago, if you do it at All Out, that might be only a 3-month title reign, which I would not enjoy, honestly, because I think CM Punk deserves more than that. But you have CM Punk lose the championship to MJF regardless, because the story writes itself. So that's what I would do. That's what I would. So I cannot speak today. That's what I would do when it comes to AEW World Championship situation. You have CM Punk beat Hangman, and then you have MJF beat CM Punk for the world title in order to get MJF to be our world champion in AEW. In the comments after this video is published or in the live chat, you guys tell me what you guys would do when it comes to the AEW World Championship picture. Do you want CM Punk to beat Hangman? Do you want Hangman to beat Punk? Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below and as well in the live chat. Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and Satnam Singh are backstage. They ask where is their red carpet? This is AEW's fault. They are backing the wrong horse in Takeshita, and Lethal will embarrass him on AEW Rampage. Santana makes his entrance, accompanied by Ortiz. Chris Jericho is out next and accompanied by the entire Jericho Appreciation Society. Justin Roberts calls him the Wizard, Chris Jericho. He did that on Friday's Rampage. I did not see that. I didn't even see Rampage. So, the Wizard, Chris Jericho, he's phenomenal. Jericho's great. But the Wizard, Chris Jericho. We've called him the Wizard. We've called him the Demo God. We've called him the Champion. We've called him Y2J. there's a plethora of ring names for Chris Jericho, and Chris Jericho is great. I love it all. So we had all that take place, and we had the match: Santana versus Chris Jericho. This was a good match. It was a good match. There was a little bit of a brawl before the match really got started. So once the match got started, it didn't seem all that long, but it was a pretty good match nonetheless. We come back from commercial break, and Santana hits a drop kick. Jericho then with chops in the corner. Santana then turns around and hits strikes of his own. Jericho then goes for a bulldog, but Santana throws him into the turnbuckles. Santana hits a suplex into the Three Amigos. Eddie Chance took place in Baltimore tonight. Santana then goes to the top, but Jericho cuts him off. Santana then hits a headbutt, knocking Jericho to the mat, and he hits a frog splash cover for a 2 count. Shout out to Eddie G. Jericho then goes for the walls of Jericho, and he gets it, but Santana gets to the ropes. Santana with a roll-up cover for a 2 count. Chops back and forth. Santana hits a cutter, cover for a 2 count. Ortiz then takes out Jericho Appreciation Society on the outside. Santana then hits a discus lariat, cover for a 2 count. Santana with a cannonball senton for a cover, but Daddy Magic distracts the referee, and Jericho hits a low blow and then a Judas effect for the win. Chris Jericho picks up the win here over Santana, and that was always going to happen. I always had Jericho going over in this matchup, but this is a good thing to happen here. Jericho Appreciation Society then attacks Santana and Ortiz after the match, and they were just taking them out. The JS stand tall over Santana and Ortiz. They sold it as Eddie Kingston not being there tonight because of the burns on his face from the fireball from last week. Great storytelling right there. We're going to end this in blood and guts. Mark my words, it's going to be Santana, Ortiz, Eddie Kingston, and Homicide. I am predicting Homicide to be the fourth member of that team, going up against the Jericho Appreciation Society, Jericho, Hager. It's either going to be Jericho and Hager with a 2.0 or Jericho and Garcia with 2.0. I think it's going to be Jericho and Garcia with 2.0, so that's how I'm going to predict that. Or if they're going to do a 5-on-5, you have all members of Jericho Appreciation Society, and then you have Homicide and Hernandez be 4-on-5 for that team. This is great. So, wow, we actually have a lot of stuff to cover here. Sorry, guys. So, what we got here is we got Samoa Joe being backstage, and he challenges and says challenges are the territory of brave men. On Rampage, he is coming for Jay Lethal. Commercial break happens, but when we come back, the Gun Club are backstage, and they confront the Acclaim. They mock their raps, and they give them gifts. The gifts are scissors. Billy Gunn says, and this is going to be a quote, and this is a quote, guys, so this is not me saying it, and you guys can do the whole pause thing if you want, but this is not me saying it. Stick it in there, boys. And that's how they did it. They did a whole scissor thing, and that's it. Goddamn Acclaimed, you get that shit over, and now everybody's kind of disgusted over it, but especially when Billy Gunn does it, that shit was disgustingly bad, but It's the Acclaim and the Gun Club. So, oh, I'm sorry, the Gun Club, and that's what happens. The Varsity Blondes are in the ring now, and Pillman says that he is a humbled young man, humbled by the experiences that AEW has given him, and by his encounter with the House of Black. The most humbling experience is seeing everything that you've ever worked for being torn apart. John Harbaugh always told him, attack each day with enthusiasm unknown to mankind. He lost sight of that quote. He was complacent. They lost their enthusiasm. They want the House of Black to come out here right now. The House of Black drove them apart. But today, they are feeling that enthusiasm. And that enthusiasm was about to keep that group together. Let's fight. The lights went out. House of Black make their entrance. They are so intimidating, bro. The House of Black, especially if you've ever seen the House of Black live, it's such an intimidating entrance. It's so good to see the House of Black live. Really. It really is. So the lights run out. They make their entrance. House of Black surround Varsity Blondes before attacking them. Julia Hart just watches them in the corner. They watch the whole entire House of Black attack her boys in the Varsity Blondes. Julia Hart just watches on. Pillman then gets sent face first into Garrison. Malachi Black then faces down Julia Hart. Hart looks terrified at this point, but Buddy Matthews takes her by the shoulders, and Brody King. Oh God, I said Brody Lee. My bad, guys. It's Brody King. Brody King grabs a steel chair for her and hands it to Julia Hart. Hart then lifts up the chair, and it looks like she was about to hit Garrison with the chair. But she refuses. She resists. But Black tears off her eye patch and intimidates her. I'm going to try to be calm here because it's great long-term storytelling, and I can't wait for it to finally pay off because I know it will pay off. I just know fans are getting impatient. I know fans are getting impatient. If you guys follow my tweets on Twitter, whenever I do these whenever I live tweet the shows, I said this exact same thing. Fans are getting. What did I say? They're not getting bored with this. I don't think fans are getting bored with this. I just think people want the satisfaction already for her to do a heel turn. Jesus Christ. See, I work better with people. I think fans are kind of just wanting it to happen already. I think fans are kind of just, they're not losing interest. They like what's going on. It's just fans are getting impatient when it comes to this. People want her to turn heel already, so everybody's just expecting it. We all thought it was going to happen tonight. We all thought she was going to whale him with that steel chair. But it's going to take a little bit more time, which is going to be great in the long run of things, because long-term storytelling is the best way to do this. They've been doing this whole long-term storytelling with Julia Hart turning on Varsity Blondes for a little while now, for the last few months. This is great. This is a great thing for them. This is a great thing for Julia. I think Julia is finally going to have her stride when she joins the House of Black eventually. Hopefully it's next week. Hopefully at least it's before Double or Nothing. It has to be before Double or Nothing so that we can have a 6-man tag between the House of Black, Varsity Blondes, and somebody else. Somebody else is going to have to join them. So hopefully that takes place then. But I think with Death Triangle running down to pretty much scare off the House of Black, it's going to have to be one of those guys that joins up with the Varsity Blondes in order to take down the House of Black. The House of Black should not lose, though, that match. They should not lose that match at Double or Nothing if we are getting a Double or Nothing six-man tag match between the House of Black and those guys. The House of Black should not lose. They need to win that. But Julia Hart needs to turn on the Varsity Blondes before Double or Nothing. So hopefully that does take place. I know people are getting impatient. That's why I'm telling everybody now, just wait a little bit longer. It's going to be okay. The heel turn is coming. The heel turn is going to happen. Just going to wait a little bit longer because I think Tony Khan knows what he has to do. He just has to pull the trigger, but he wants to pull the trigger in the right way. He doesn't want to blow the load because if you blow the load, it might just be too soon. You do this long-term storytelling. And I like it. I like long-term storytelling. I just know people are getting impatient. We had the second Owen Hart Cup tournament qualifier of the night for the men, and it is Dante Martin versus Rey Fenix. We all know, if you looked at the tournament earlier on in this broadcast, Rey Fenix won this match. He is in the tournament. Fenix escapes the ring. He hits a pop-up cover for a 2 count. Fight Forever chants happen in the arena. This match was phenomenal. It really was. Martin then gets a roll for a 2 count. Martin then hits a super kick, goes to the top rope, but Fenix goes for a Spanish fly, but both men land on their feet. Beautiful spot. Absolutely beautiful. They both land on their feet. Martin hits a poison Rana. Martin then misses a moonsault, but then he goes for a crossbody dive, caught by Fenix, and Fenix hits a pile driver for the win. Great stuff. Great stuff. And Fenix moves on to get into the Owen Hart Cup tournament. He shows respects to Martin after the match, and they embrace. Because they know how damn good that match was. They really did. Darby and Sting are backstage, and Darby says that the match between he and Jeff Hardy writes itself. Sting says that Darby will pull out all the stops in order to get the job done, and he knows that Jeff will do the same. We come back from commercial break, and Thunder Rosa makes her entrance. She says that everybody has a story to tell. Her is full of good guys and bad guys, successes and failures. Tonight, she is the AEW Women's World Champion. She fought hard to defend this title in Texas, to win this championship and to win that championship in Texas, But when she came to this company, she just wanted to elevate the women's division. She didn't know that she was going to be the backbone of this division. She was able to become who she was today because of that. She can say she is the Mera of this division. I don't speak Spanish, so I don't know what that is, but just know that she is the backbone of this women's division. That's pretty much what she is saying. She is one of the best, and she wants to wrestle the best. She used to drive 7 hours to see one wrestler, and one wrestler only, the person who made her who she is today. She wants to call out the number one contender, Serena Deeb. She makes her entrance. Deeb then stares down at Rosa. Deeb says that it's been a long time. She says she has seen Rosa climb to the top, and she respects that. She believes that they can make this the best women's division in the world. In order to do that, though, they have to fight each other for the championship. Rosa says that she is the best. Deeb then says, let's be real. Everybody knows that she is on another level right now, a class of her own. It's about time that she becomes champion. Deeb and Rosa will have their AEW Women's World Championship match at Double or Nothing this year. And Deeb says that she is going to make Rosa have the shortest AEW Women's World Championship reign in the company's history. See you in Vegas, champ. It's going to be great. Thunder Rosa versus Serena Deeb is the match that everybody wanted. Serena Deeb is phenomenal. I thought Serena Deeb was going to be in this Owen Hart Cup tournament, and I thought she was going to be the clear-cut winner. But she's been on a roll as of late that is so good that honestly, you could see her win the Women's World Championship at Double or Nothing. I don't know who I'm even going to choose at Double or Nothing when that match does take place. Because I love both women. I love Serena Deeb and I love Thunder Rosa. I think that's going to be a great match, and I cannot wait to see it. When we do our predictions for Double or Nothing, I got no idea who I'm choosing. I really don't. I'm going to have to watch every rest of the weeks in order to get to really where I want it to be for a prediction, because I got no idea who I'm choosing. Seriously. Right now, I got no idea. Because both women really deserve to win. They really do. So, I cannot wait for that. That's going to be phenomenal. We have the undisputed Ring of Honor Women's World Championship on the line. Champion versus champion. Deonna Purrazzo defending against Mercedes Martinez, who is also defending. They are unifying the Ring of Honor Women's Championships. At Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor, if you guys don't remember, it was Willow Nightingale versus Mercedes Martinez for the interim Ring of Honor Women's Championship. Deonna Purrazzo had prior engagements with Impact Wrestling that night, so she cannot be there at Supercard of Honor. That's why there had to have been an interim Women's World Champion crowned that night at Supercard of Honor, per Tony Khan. And Mercedes Martinez won that match against Willow Nightingale in a great match. This match was to unify both championships, crown one Women's World Champion, and get it all set and ready to go once Ring of Honor does get back up and running. TV deal, what have you, whatever Tony Khan has planned. This was phenomenal. I said this earlier on today, on TikTok, on Twitter, everywhere that I am at. These two needed to be in the main event tonight because it had the most stakes and the most impact for the future of Ring of Honor. Tony Khan listened. Tony Khan put them in the main event. Great stuff, Tony Khan. He knows what he needs to do when it comes to this Ring of Honor rebuild, right? It's not the Ring of Honor of old, and I know that. It's not the Ring of Honor of old, and a lot of people know that. A lot of people were really terrified, honestly, about what the future is going to be looking like for Ring of Honor now that Tony Khan has it. Now that Tony Khan has the intellectual property, now that Tony Khan has everything when it comes to Ring of Honor. Not a lot of people were really hyped about, well, no, I shouldn't say that. A lot of people were pretty hyped that Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor. But not a lot of people realize what this all could mean. Tony Khan is doing the Ring of Honor stuff perfectly. He is treating it with respect, which I absolutely love. I don't think he was ever going to treat it disrespectfully, but you get what I mean. He is showcasing the Ring of Honor talent phenomenally right now. Yeah, Dalton Castle and Jonathan Gresham at Battle of the Belts, even though Battle of the Belts was not all that great of a show, he showed that he was doing a Ring of Honor World Championship match on an AEW show called Battle of the Belts. We've had the TV title on the line. We've had the Ring of Honor World title on the line. We've had the Ring of Honor Women's Championships being unified tonight. He is doing everything that he possibly can in order to make Ring of Honor that much of a priority, just as much as AEW is to him. Ring of Honor is being booked absolutely great right now when it comes to Tony Khan and his vision of Ring of Honor. And I could not be more proud of him for doing that, because a lot of people were probably thinking that he was just going to just toss it to the side. But no, he is treating it with respect, and I cannot be more proud of him for doing that. Absolutely awesome stuff for Tony and Ring of Honor, and I could not. Once that Ring of Honor TV deal happens, and I'm praying that it does, because Ring of Honor does deserve to be televised, I'm watching every week, and whatever day it's on, we are going to be doing reviews for Outside the Brand. It's going to be another start. It's going to be another thing for the podcast. It's going to be great to see. It really is. But we're going to go over the second part of this matchup, and then that's actually the end of the show. This was the main event, like I said. So both women struggle on the outside, but we get back inside the ring as they go face to face. Strikes back and forth. Martinez with a clothesline and a backdrop. Flying forearm and a cover in the flying forearm in the corner, and then hits a running boot in the corner as well. Martinez covers for a 2 count. Purrazzo then hits a Russian leg sweep into an arm bar, excuse me. Phenomenal stuff. Purrazzo is one of the best women's professional wrestlers in the entire world right now. Don't at me. Purrazzo with a pump kick. Standing moonsault cover for a 2 count. Martinez hits a running knee strike. A fisherman buster cover for a 2 count. Martinez then with a back elbow. Purrazzo with an exploder cover for a 2 count. Martinez with a jackknife cover 2 count. Double clothesline, but both women are being knocked down. Purrazzo with a high boot. Martinez with a slap. Then hits a big body slam. Then hits a big stomp into a Romero special. Purrazzo then bites her hand, but Martinez then gets into a dragon sleeper on Purrazzo, and Purrazzo taps out. And new undisputed Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, Mercedes Martinez. Martinez celebrates with both championships, raising them up high, and Purrazzo shakes her hand on Dynamite as the show goes off the air. The code of honor is now set. They shook hands to end the show, and Martinez is the new Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, the undisputed Ring of Honor Women's Champion. And this is great. It sets the standard bearer for the rest of the women's division for Ring of Honor. Mercedes Martinez is phenomenal at what she does. She is my hometown girl. She is from Waterbury, Connecticut, and I could not be more proud of Martinez. This was a great episode of Dynamite tonight. And I cannot wait for the future of Dynamite. I cannot wait for the future of Ring of Honor. I cannot wait for the future build-up for Double or Nothing. Phenomenal show. And that's it, guys. That's all we're going to be doing here tonight on AEW Dynamite. The post-show for Outside the Brand. The post-show for AEW Dynamite right here on Outside the Brand, excuse me. I gotta go to sleep. But guys, I'm probably going to be doing some gaming before I go to bed. And we will be talking to you guys on Friday for AEW Rampage and Friday Night SmackDown. I hope you guys enjoyed what you heard tonight. If you guys did, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @BillyMatt_. You guys can go to bonfire.com, the exclusive home of Outside the Brand, and its merchandise for all of the exclusive merch that we got on there, t-shirts, hoodies, and much more on bonfire.com, the exclusive home of Outside the Brand and its merchandise. subscribe to the channel, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we will talk to you guys on Friday for the SmackDown and AEW Rampage post show. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night, guys. Peace. We the ones.